And as we told you, dear viewers, our two main topics here tonight are Gaza and COP30. And let's begin with COP30. And with us now over the phone is Dr. Hassan Elnaga, and he's a strategic advisor for the Alliance for Global Water Adaptation, AGWA. Dr. Elnaga, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Elnaga, for being with us. So, COP30 in Brazil, how do you see things moving forward? We heard the California governor, Mr. Gavin Newsom, saying, that Trump is temporary. That's what he said. And he was saying that the U.S. will be back in 3 years to support the world's efforts in combating global warming and climate change. How do you see the progress of the international community in combating global warming and the work of COP30 in the middle of resistance by the U.S. administration?
So COP30 in Belém is not just another annual summit. It's a historic checkpoint. It comes exactly really 10 years after the Paris Agreement, so a decade in which global emissions have continued to rise beyond the 55 billion tons of CO2 annually, and the adaptation finance has always lagged behind targets. And here it's really an important, as we said, it's really USA has to take really a major role in this, but we haven't seen them in the current COP, which makes also the challenges of climate and the COPs also is not moving in the right direction. And actually what makes really Brazil distinct, it's really symbolism and also it's timing. So it's the first time the world climate leaders meet inside the Amazon at the heart of the planet, ecological balance, which we say the lungs of the planet. It should be also this implementation COP, so we are moving from words to work, from ambitious to accountability, and we expect to turn the Paris promises into measurable progress with clear benchmarks on finance, adaptation, and equity.
Yeah. Now Brazil hosting this event, Brazil is a major player in fighting global warming and climate change with, of course, Brazilian President Lula da Silva playing a major role. And Egypt, of course, having hosted COP27 here in Sharm el-Sheikh, is also a major world player. Now, please tell us, Dr. Elnaga, how are we building, how is the international community building on COP27 that talked about reparations for countries of the South that are being, hurt by those CO2 emissions, while they are not the major polluters. This, goes for the developing countries at large. So tell us, how is the world building, after Sharm el-Sheikh, Glasgow, Dubai, Glasgow, and now Brazil, Belém?
Yeah, so what makes really Egypt distinct from other COPs, it is for the first time in history they make water at the heart of the adaptation and also the climate agenda. And also when we are talking about the COPs, we have really three main dimensions or components that we are working with at in terms of mitigation and adaptation and also loss and damage. And for Brazil now, they are hosting marks also a powerful moment of rebalancing. For decades, for sure, climate leadership was dominated by the global north, setting the rules, funding projects, and measuring success. But now Brazil will take really a major role alongside emerging voices from also other COPs, especially, and also other regions from Africa and Asia, Latin America, and for sure our region, the Arab region. And here Brazil will really bring a real asset for us, because it's really the world's largest tropical forest, one of the cleanest energy metrics among the larger economies and the growing green industry base. So the implication here is really very clear. Climate governance is becoming multipolar. The global south is moving from recipient of aid to a co-architect of the solutions where local knowledge ecosystem and equity drives the agenda.
Finally, Dr. Elnaga, are you optimistic that the international community will be able to succeed in preventing that 1.5 degrees Celsius increase in the upcoming years?
Yeah, we should be optimistic, but also the challenge is really high. We also need to change the way we look at the finance of climate, because many countries, like in developing countries, they need really the money in order and the finance in order to adapt to climate change. For too long as well, developing countries were told that climate action means slowing down growth. But evidence now shows that the opposite. So every $1 invested in adaptation yields $4 to $7 in economic benefits through avoided losses and improved productivity. And climate finance also must be reframed as an economic modernization, not environmental obligation. So I really see that BILM can mark this transition where climate becomes a system of rules, incentives, and accountability, not just speeches.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Hassan Elnaga, for your time and your valuable input, sir. Dr. Elnaga is Strategic Advisor for the Alliance for Global Water Adaptation, AGWA.